Hi, everyone. You're listening to Podcast Power, and I am Jennifer Knoedl, your host. Today, we are going to talk about why podcasting is one of the smartest marketing strategies for long term ROI. So let's get into it. First on the list is that podcasting builds deep audience trust. After you see someone over and over, you feel like you know them. Unlike short form content, podcast keeps their listeners engaged for a longer period of time, which creates a bond and a familiarity, which, as we know, at the end of the day, people want to do business and buy things from people that they know, like, and trust. And the one of the best things about podcasting is that it's so authentic. I don't feel that if I make a mistake, that it's the end of the world. It's not a scripted conversation. The authenticity is expected and it's even what the people want. So I think that's fantastic. You end up you're just talking about whatever it is that you already know or you're interested in. And there you go, your podcast is done. Obviously, you can get experts to come join you. You don't even have to know about your subject, but just continuing to have that conversation in that long form setting is perfect for building audience trust. Another great thing is that you can find some really high quality leads when you do this because you are niche targeting, right? You're not trying to be everything to everyone. And you are trying to attract a very specific audience that genuinely cares about what you're talking about, right? So you're not trying necessarily to have a top 10 podcast because you don't need everyone to know what you're doing. You just need the right people to know and to be interested in what you're doing. Another thing, podcasting is a very cost effective way to advertise, especially compared with some of the other forms of content. Again, I work with a lot of wellness and health businesses, so they know their business like the back of their hand. They have so much knowledge, but maybe what they don't know is the marketing aspect. So that's what's so beautiful. You don't have to create this long, polished thing. You can just turn on the camera, start talking, get your podcast out there, get your information out there again in a very authentic way that makes your customers feel like, I know her, him. I like her, him. I want to do business with them. One of the reasons that I say that podcasting is a great bang for your buck is the repurposing. It is so cool that out of this episode, I can chop it up into a bunch of different pieces. I have content for TikTok. I have content for Facebook, for Instagram, for Threads, for X, for LinkedIn, for all of them, right? And by cutting out chunks, it's extremely relevant to my audience and it leaves them wanting more, giving them value in a small little chunk in the network that they're already consuming content. But then I'm telling them if they want to find out more, where they can go get more information. So it's the perfect ask. You're giving and you're saying, hey, here's a gift. If you want more of this gift, I'll tell you where to go. It goes without saying that podcasting is going to strengthen your brand authority. It's going to position you as a thought leader. Again, you can just be the one asking the questions. That's really the brilliant part about this. I mean, obviously, you want to do a little homework before you have a conversation with someone, but how amazing is that? Is that you can actually position yourself as a thought leader, as an expert in a certain industry or niche without actually being that expert. You can just bring in other experts, and now you are the friend to the expert. And that's just fantastic. I mean, really, so many podcasts are created that way where the host is just asking questions, but yet they are known for being the person that can get the answers. Podcast audiences are often considered more loyal compared to other social media followers because they are specifically going to your podcast to listen to your content. It's not just, the chaos of the stream. So you really get to foster that loyalty factor, and people are very likely to share your podcast in that way. This episode was really helpful to me. I think it'll be really helpful to so and so. I know that I'm constantly referencing podcasts and conversations that I have because I get a lot of value from them. And what's so great is that even though, for instance, you may be consuming this podcast, you may be looking at a video version or an audio version. So I am trying to talk to the camera. If you're here, we can have some interaction in that way. But if you're cleaning, the kitchen, or you're driving down the road, or you're running errands, you can still get the information that I'm trying to give you through obviously the audio portion while you're going about your day. That's one of the things I love about podcasts, is that I can do other things while I am learning. And so you're really meeting the customer where they are with what they need and giving them information that they can actually use. And those are some of the really great aspects of podcasting. So that's what's really neat. It's like you do the homework to set up the foundation of your podcast. And then with each episode, you're getting all kinds of information. You can turn those into blog posts. You can, do little series on them again with the short clips. This one's relevant over here. This one would go better in this social media audience. Obviously, the people that you have on the podcast, you can do a lot of cross promoting. You guys aren't necessarily selling the exact same product, but your audience may be similar and could benefit from that mutual promotion. So if you have been thinking about starting a podcast, I want to encourage you to get on it. There is genius in starting. I use the Riverside FM app, and I'll put the link down below so you can just get started there. And if you need some help, I offer a done for you service. So all you have to do is show up and talk. I'm going to walk with you through the strategy. We're going to come up with a plan. We're going to come up with a shooting plan. We're going to shoot it, and you just sit back and enjoy, as we're going to get that shared on all the podcasting platforms and in all the different ways that you can share that with your audience, all those different little clips and whatnot. So let me know if you want help with that. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Have a great day.